You've heard of Bundesliga for soccer, but did you know it's also home of one of the most exciting high-stakes gymnastics leagues in the world? Imagine a system where Olympians from around the globe are drafted onto club teams, paid to compete, and face off in intense head-to-head duels where strategy matters just as much as skills. This is the German Bundesliga system. Let's break it down. Bundesliga translates to federal league, and while the term Bundesliga is usually associated with soccer, it's actually a system used for various professional sports in Germany, including ice hockey, basketball, and yes, gymnastics. The men's gymnastics Bundesliga was originated in 1968, and it's huge. There are actually various different leagues ranging from top-tier first league down to different regional leagues. Think of it like the NCAA system in the US. The first league is like Division I, the second leagues are like Division II, and so on. In the history of this league, dozens of teams have competed, but two names stand towering above the rest. One is the historic juggernaut that set the standard, and the other is the modern dynasty that shattered the record books. To understand the present, we have to respect the past. For a long time, the road to the championships went through one city, Cottbus. SC Cottbus has been historically dominant. They were the team that everyone else measured themselves against. Over their incredible run, they racked up an impressive 9 total championship titles. This is a legacy of excellence that few sports organizations anywhere in the world can match. But all dynasties come to an end. While their history is legendary, SC Cottbus hasn't tasted championship champagne in a while. Their 9th and final title came back in 2010. They set a bar that seemed impossibly high, 9 titles. Who could possibly ever catch them? Enter the new kings, KTV Straubenhardt. While Cottbus held the crown for years, Straubenhardt was steadily building a monster in the Black Forest. And they didn't just catch SC Cottbus, they officially passed them. KTV Straubenhardt is arguably the single most dominant team in league history, becoming the winningest team with an unprecedented 10 championships. Straubenhardt is currently on an unstoppable 3-year tear, securing the Bundesliga championship in 2023, defending it in 2024, and completing the three-peat in 2025. Right now, it's Straubenhardt's world and everyone else is just competing in it. Unlike NCAA leagues, this is a professional and semi-professional league. That means gymnasts are paid to compete. And because of this, you see massive international stars competing for German clubs. We're talking about legends like Oleg Verniaiev, Ilya Kovtun, Sam Oldham, and Yul Moldauer. Athletes from around the globe have been talking about the benefits of Bundesliga and how it really teaches you how to compete and have fun in a different environment. Yul Moldauer said, "Bundesliga competition feels like I'm going into an NCAA final every week. The crowds are packed, spirits are high, and it's a really cool, different love that you get to see for the sport, and it makes you want to try and bring that love here to the United States. And you get paid, which is awesome." Heath Thorpe of Australia said, "You learn to compete under pressure on the spot in many different environments and think quickly on your feet. However, athletes do say it is quite a stressful system because you don't know when you are going to compete and have to be ready at all times." Let's get to the baseline rule of how teams are made up. Every team in the Bundesliga is allowed to have 5 non-local gymnasts on their roster at any given time. Usually when we hear non-local, we just assume that it's a polite way of saying international athletes. And most of the time that's true. Teams bring in a ring specialist from Turkey or a high bar star from Japan, and they fill these 5 spots. But here's where Bundesliga gets unique. The league doesn't define local by the passport in their pocket. To understand this, we have a perfect example in Radomir Stelmach. Well, Radomir was the perfect example before his approval came to switch citizenship to Germany the week before this was posted. So, if you're watching this in 2026, we know that he is now a German citizen. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Stelmach is a Ukrainian citizen, and in any other league, he would instantly be categorized as an international athlete, taking up one of those 5 precious quota spots. But under Bundesliga rules, Stelmach is counted as local. Why? Because the league rewards residency and commitment to the German system. Stelmach lived in Germany and trained at the local club, specifically SC Cottbus, for 3 years. So this is the critical definition. The rule isn't just German versus foreigner, it's homegrown versus imported. Because he put in the time training alongside German athletes in a German gym for 3 years, the league views him as a product of their system. He doesn't count against the international quota, leaving his team free to sign another international star to fill that spot. The competition format is totally unique. It's not just your basic of everyone do your routine and we add up the scores and see who wins at the end. It's head-to-head battles with strategy, and they call these duels. Here's how it works. 2 teams face off in a dual meet. They flip a coin to see who goes first. 4 gymnasts from each team compete on each apparatus. So let's say KTV Straubenhardt wins the coin toss. They put an athlete first up on floor. Then the red team, or SC Cottbus, responds. For the second round, KTV again puts up the first athlete and SC Koppes has to respond. But there's a switch. Then at the halfway point, the red team or SC Koppes puts up the athlete first and then KTV has to respond. And then in the fourth and final round of the first rotation, SC Koppes has to put up a gymnast and KTV has to respond. When the athletes move to Pommelhorst or to the second round, the order then changes. The red team or SC Koppes goes first for the first 2 rounds, and then at the halfway point of Pommelhorst, it switches again and the blue team or KTV puts up their gymnast first and SC Koppes has to respond. They switch back and forth like this until the meet ends. Also, there's a total catch. You can't just stack your team with international all-stars. There's a rule that you must have more German gymnasts in a rotation than foreign ones. Specifically, only 1 foreign gymnast allowed per apparatus. Athletes compete in Olympic order of events, so floor, Pommelhorst, still rings, vault, parallel bars, and high bar. They get to warm up on all the apparatuses before the match starts. Then at the halfway point, there's a break where they get a 1-touch for vault and parallel bars, and before high bar, they get another 1-touch. Strategy is everything. If your team goes first, you put up a gymnast. Then the other team has mere seconds to decide who they want to send up to beat that score. The question is, do you burn your best guy early to guarantee a win? Or do you save him for the end? And it creates this intense, crazy drama because the lineups aren't set in stone. Now to the scoring. This is definitely the most confusing part for new fans. They use standard FIG or World Gymnastics scoring for their routines, but those aren't the scores that count towards the team totals. They use a score point system based on the difference between the 2 duelists. It's a winner-take-all system. For example, if gymnast A scores 14.5 and gymnast B scores 13.5, the difference in total FIG or World Gymnastics scoring is 1.0, but that's not how scores are awarded. You take the difference and you convert that to points. So a 1-point difference is worth 3 score points for Team A. If the routines are virtually tied, less than 0.15, nobody gets points. If you blow your opponent out of the water by 6 points or more, your team gets a massive 10 points, but that basically never happens. So overall, if the difference is less than 0.15, neither gymnast and neither team get a point. If the difference is between 0.15 to 0.25, the winning team gets 1 point. If the difference between the 2 athletes is 0.3 to 0.5, the team is awarded 2 points. If it's from 0.55 to 1.0, the team is awarded 3 points. If the difference is from 1.05 to 2, the winning team is awarded 4 points. And if the difference is from 2.05 points to 6 points, the team is awarded 5 points total. And again, there is this case where there could be a difference of 6.05 points, but that basically never happens, and if it does, the winning team is given a 10. Unlike at the World Gymnastics Championships, where the athlete who most recently competed has to sit next to the person who holds the highest score currently, in the Bundesliga system, you don't know your raw score until after both athletes compete. This puts significant pressure on the challenging team to put up a competitive score, because they have to guess what routine A was given and how it was judged, and then which strategy they want to use for how to beat that score within seconds. To sum it all up, in a standard meet, you take the cumulative total of scores and whoever has the highest score wins. In the German Bundesliga system, the scores are based on head-to-head point differentials. So in truth, Team A could have an FIG or World Gymnastics total score that is actually higher than Team B, but because Team B played the strategy game better, they actually win the meet. In regular meets, lineups are set beforehand. In the German Bundesliga system, it's tactical and it's decided in real time. Teams compete from March to November, and on the final day of competition, the top 4 teams meet in a neutral city for the Deutsche Turnliga finale, or the big showdown. Teams 3 and 4 battle it out for the Kleine finale, and teams 1 and 2 battle it out for the Grosse finale. The winner of the Grosse finale becomes the league champion. Now let's talk relegation. In most sports leagues, relegation is a slow death. You lose enough games over the season and you quietly drop down a division. And for gymnastics, it's no different. If you finish at the bottom of the league, you are automatically relegated. Sometimes more spots open up if a team withdraws, and this is exactly what happened at the end of the 2025 season. Eintracht Frankfurt withdrew, leaving another spot available for promotion from the second Bundesliga. Promotion often come down to a single brutal day. They call it the Aufstiegsfinale, or as I like to call it, Super Saturday. This event is often held in a neutral city and features back-to-back duels to determine who goes up and who stays down. In the second Bundesliga division, it is actually split into the North Division and the South Division, and that creates a massive problem because you have two champions, but usually there aren't enough spots in the first Bundesliga for everyone. In the promotion final, the champion of the North doesn't just walk into a top tier. They often have to face the South in a head-to-head battle. However, in 2025, the format was different. There were two spots open in the first Bundesliga, and instead of the normal second Bundesliga promotion finals format, where the champion of the South faces off against the champion of the North, the second Bundesliga actually adopted the promotion format used in the third Bundesliga, where the champion of the North faces off against the runner-up of the South, and the champion of the South faces off against the runner-up of the North. And if the runner-up of the South has a good day and the champion of the North has a bad day, the champion is the one who stays down and the runner-up goes up. It's absolute chaos. If you want to watch, these finals are usually streamed on sportdeutschland.tv, and if you're a high-level gymnast looking to get paid, you might want to brush up on your German and contact the league. Still have questions about the German Bundesliga system? Drop them in the comments and I'll make a second video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would take a moment to like this video and subscribe, it would really help us out. This next is small.